Yo, DJ, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, I think we're ready to go.
I'm ready to go then. Waiting on you. Solo cast. Okay, so welcome everyone. Again, that solo cast. Set light. We have what is it? Guardians of Prophecy.
Yep, Guardians of the Prophecy Cup versus GT not canon.
Yeah, we got Guardians of Prophecy Cup here on the blue side and GT not canon on the red side. And yeah, Guardians first ban going to Rengar. I think that's a semi-target ban, especially since certain Rengar players doing pretty good. Graves being banned out, pretty strong jungler right now in the meta, so really versatile actually. Really versatile. Once he gets ahead, it's just really steamrolls game. His value is pretty high on the items he can buy as a jungler. Really uses lethality well, warrior well.
You're scared.
Kali being banned out. She gets she gets nerfed a little bit tomorrow. She's a pretty strong champion. Kinda hard to execute for teams, but overall, you know, it is pretty decent, I guess, to ban her, because if you can play around her, if you do have like practice with her, especially within your team, she's pretty deadly. Just requires a little bit of work and patience setting it up with the team and getting games in, kind of like how it is playing with like Aurelion Soul. Kaisa being banned out, would think that, you know, it's pretty common red side ban, just because she's probably just by miles the best ADC right now, and gonna take that off. And Guardians has a pretty strong ADC in terms of player rankings, so their ADC is pretty deadly. LeBlanc, yeah, I expected a LeBlanc ban, maybe an Ahri ban actually, but they opted for the LeBlanc ban. Ahri's still on the board. Twitch being banned out, pretty interesting ban there. 2 ADCs, 3 technically, haha. First pick Nunu, could it be? Yeah, I really haven't seen enough Nunu, but he seems to be really annoying and hard to deal with as the game goes on. But I don't know if that's more of like the team just being funneled around him well or whatnot. Now, Knight of the Zed has played jungle Talia before, so this could be Talia jungle. It's still pretty decent. Could be Talia mid, which actually isn't the worst either. Ryze is still on the table. There's still a lot of picks on the table. We'll see what both teams do here. Something real quick. A lot of picks on the table. See what both teams do here. Ooh, Morgana being picked up. Pretty interesting first pick here by GT. But a pretty versatile support. Does really well in lane. Does well outside of lane. Counters a lot of the meta champions in the bot lane. Ornn being picked up. That's a huge pickup there by Guardian. I mean, not Guardians. My God, by GT. Probably the best top laner in the game outside of like Cho. Cho's actually pretty strong right now, so it's hard to say, but Ornn definitely easier to execute than a Cho'Gath and really just moves through the game pretty well. You know, huge ultimate, AoE ultimate, and does really well in lane. It's really hard to deal with him. You can set ganks up and do whatnot. And the bot lane just being picked up, the Lucian Braum being picked up. Braum pretty strong as a support right now, and it's not the worst against Morgana, pretty versatile. Picking the Lucian though, it's pretty interesting. Lucian's actually not that strong. Doesn't really see a lot of play in competitive matches. Actually getting a buff tomorrow, I think. And yeah, Varus being picked up. So ADC is being picked up off the board, so we won't probably see any ADC bans. No off-meta bot lane. Going straight in for the ADCs. Yeah, the Lucian ADC, pretty interesting pickup, low range, but really good mid range. The item spikes are a little different with Lucian, so we'll see how it is. I don't really know how I feel about a Lucian with a Talia on the team. Maybe Sion being banned out, gonna ban that top laner. He's really strong right now, and really the only champion that I think can deal with Sion is Cho. Wukong being banned out. That is kind of a target ban towards GT Not Cannon's mid. Yeah, he was a really good Wukong. Played it in the play-ins and actually had a lot of success too. So taking that out, going to ban Orianna, which is a pretty good champion to ban out, especially when you have a Talia jungle. A lot of versatility comes out of that champion, and Blake's had has had a decent Orianna. Trundle being banned out for the last ban. Jungle is still open, and that leads me. By them banning Trundle, I believe that they're going to be going for, which is interesting here because I think they've been going for a tank jungler. We'll see though. Zoe being left up. That's pretty interesting. Zoe is being left up, and pick it. Pretty good pick there. Zoe's pretty versatile into almost any type of team comp. Scales well, early game well. It's like the champion is just really annoying. Brings pretty much everything to the table with the RNG factor involved too. A little bit susceptible to ganks, I feel, but we'll see what the team brings out. Ari's a pretty good pick against Zoe. I was believing that a team was going to pick the Ari. Ari's pretty strong right now. Due to just, I think she's just slightly overtuned in numbers, and that's pretty much it. Once you just adjust the numbers, I think she'll be pretty just balanced, but she's a little overtuned, so she can kind of fit in any team and just do well in almost any lane. Gnar. Yeah, why'd I even say that? I just remember I rambled on about the Trundle jungle, but they didn't even pick a tank. It's kind of interesting. Trundle jungle is well without a tank if you're playing against no tanks, but still really good. Like if you pick the Nunu, the Trundle's pretty well into that. Annie. Okay. Is that a placeholder? Could be a placeholder. That probably is a placeholder. I don't know. Yeah, so it's a placeholder pick. See what the placeholder was. Zach. So Zach being picked up for GT Not Canon, pretty interesting there. So that would mean that it's going to be a Ornn, Zach, Zoe, Varus, and Morgana versus, let me think if I can remember, we got a Gnar, Talia, Ari, Lucian, Braum. Pretty interesting team comps for both teams. Kind of think GT Not Canon was much more of a safe team comp and easier to execute. While there's a little bit of a process that Guardians is going to have to go through. We'll see how Knight of Zed does on that jungle Talia to really move it through the game. Now, Zed versus Talia is a pretty interesting matchup because I think Talia's not the worst in that. She can actually move around the map pretty quick. The top lane, Gnar versus Ornn, I think that's going to be a good lane to watch. If Gnar gets the lead in that lane, they can probably push up into the Ornn. That's one problem with Ornn, is he's kind of susceptible to ganks when he's being pushed into the tower because he doesn't really have a lot of ways to stop it. You know, he's kind of like a big block just sitting there. And with a Talia and the Gnar, that's a really good dive potential, especially at 6. Gnar's dive potential is crazy huge with that much of CC, just outright burst damage. So that's going to be interesting watching the Zach and Talia. I think Talia's a pretty key match, pretty key champion we want to watch this game because it kind of dictates a lot of the game. And yeah, but bot lane is definitely, I think both teams are going to want to be putting in the bot lane, especially since they picked Lucian. Definitely going for that hard with that Lucian. Lucian Braum versus Varus Morgana. Now, Varus would lose this lane, but I think Morgana kind of brings it a little bit in favor just because of the ability to push back. Exchange-wise, I don't know how well it's going to go. If Morg is able to get free binds off for whatever reason, Braum should be watching it, onto the Lucian or the CC chain onto them, it could be pretty deadly. But that is a really tough situation to be in because Braum is such a counter to just all-ins. He's so good at just stopping the damage. So puff on that Braum, probably just going to defend that. So I think the bot lane is just going to go in Guardian's favor. We'll see how the junglers move around the map with the mid laners, because both mid laners are able to roam. So I think mid lane is pretty key to watch along with the tally, because it'll open up the roam, it'll open up map movements, it'll open up ward control and whatnot. Yeah, each of these lanes is pretty game changing though, to be honest with you, because of the Gnar. It's not just the double tanks, sitting on an island top. It's gonna be a Gnar versus Ornn. There's a lot of carry. There's carry potential there from Kyoshi on that Gnar against Freshburger's Ornn. So yeah, pretty interesting team comps here. And they're getting ready to load in the game, and then we have to watch the legendary 3 minutes of fun. Just more discussion. So yeah, let's see. I'm just looking at all the summoners are pretty standard. There's Ignite versus Exhaust in the bot lane. I think that's a pretty good pick up there by Braum going the Exhaust. Ignite going on the Morgue could be deadly. That is a key thing, that if Dissolution and Braum just don't synergize in the lane, or there's mistakes made and the bind comes out with the Varus chain, it could be disastrous. Especially if Varus does get ahead, he's kind of hard to stop without jungler intervention, and that relies on outside factors outside of the lane. But overall, the team comp's so much easier to execute from GT Not Canon. You have your easy engage through Zac. You have, team fight control through Ornn and Morg. You have, Zoe's kind of hard to execute, but you have a quick burst through him. Varus, of course, has initiation and control, and a little safer at range. And there is Lucian, who's a little harder to execute in fights, just straight damage, nothing else. That's going to be, we'll see how he does on that champion. But overall, mid game, it's still anyone's game. The only issue is that there's no direct initiation outside of watching a Narbar or a Braum. So that means to pick and choose these fights, if they were to fight, it's harder for them to do it, and it's more predictable. But they do have, I think, the stronger side lanes. So I think the goal for Guardians would be to push in these side lanes. Gnar, of course, into Ornn, good side lane control, and if Lucian and Braum get ahead, they can deal with the Varus and Morgana, and Tally can move throughout the jungle to keep the side lanes pushing, and overall just getting the tower game going well. So those are quite a few key things this game. I think this is this the first game? I think it's technically the first game overall this season, so this will be interesting. Both teams fresh start. So we will see how this game goes. We got 30 more seconds till we get to the loading screen. The loading screen is fun. We'll get into the game. Both mid laners went Ignite, which is actually pretty interesting. I didn't bring that up, is that there's actually no cleanse on either. And I think cleanse is pretty good for both mid laners here. For Ari Charm and for the Bubble, they both really key abilities you want to cleanse and to stop all in. And right here, there's neither. Both people going extremely aggressive in the mid lane, and we'll see what the junglers can do with them. Because you have the all-in ability there from both champions, and the junglers can just kind of accent that with a nice gank. Of course, Zac is a little easier to gank with, but I think Talia does a pretty good job in the jungle in preventing Zac from ganking, and Talia really good at counter ganking. So we're loading in now. See how these teams level 1 start. I expect just a 5 point from both teams. Overall, there is a stronger level 1 on the side of GT Not Canon, just because of Zoe and Morgan Varus. There's really not a lot of aggression and quick picks you can get if there was a 5v5. Ari does have a charm she can start, but that's pretty much it. Now level 1 can be pretty rough, especially since you really can only level 1 ability either way. Lucian's level 1's actually not as bad as some people make it out to be. He's able to really just do a lot of quick damage. But not as good as Varus. Varus can stay back and do a little bit more AoE damage, especially with the E. He's pretty big, stops the heal from doing much. They were to invade. So I expect just a standard 5-point. We're going to go ahead and look at the keystones. Keystones look pretty normal. Runes look pretty normal. Kiyoshi did go fleet. No tankiness at all on him. He's going pretty aggressive in that top lane. Going hard for that. For other keystones, the mid lane, both pretty aggressive. Ari, of course, going for the electrocute, get that quick burst, the all-in ability. Blank, I always mess up saying this name. I should probably learn it since technically I'm the coach. Went for the Aerie, so a little bit more poke there, and kind of makes sense because the W, the Q, just a little bitty, not the W, the R. You know, you got poke through there, you got poke through Q. You technically do have poke through W. Posing going with the lethal tempo, which a lot of people do, and Aerie for the Morg, pretty standard. Guardian for the Braum, pretty defensive, and press the attack on Lucian, which is pretty common here. So really key things to watch out for here are watching the Gnar. Gnar's going all in this game. Starting Doran's Blade, precision and sorcery, mixture of trees, going the fleet footwork. So definitely going pretty hard into this offense up here. Against the Corrupting Potion Ornn, who does have Grasp. So Grasp is definitely the better thing you want to take in lane if you want to survive. So just standard 5-point here from GT. Well, there is a counter invasion defense coming out from Guardians. Pretty interesting because there was nothing on the top side. So just, kind of interesting there. If you were trying to counter the invade, that'd be an interesting call there because you technically lose information. You see right here, we got the question mark pings coming out on Guardian's side because they just don't know what's going on. And if they just simply 5-pointed, you at least have knowledge enough if you want to play defensive. It just doesn't make much sense to go defensively and just sit in that bush. You lose a lot of knowledge and technically could lose your blue, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but you're playing on a back foot at that point in time. So the game has started. Poke is coming out. Zoe and Ari already going in, and there's that quick Zoe poke getting out with the air. I think she may have got almost 2 areas off there. Race to level 2 in the bot lane. Pretty standard stuff here. Just looking at builds too. Ooh, nice root coming out. Gonna get some damage there. Or missing the Bellows Breath. Both teams are definitely rushing this level 2 though. Guardian's gonna get it, but I mean it was so close. Nice Drowsy there. Wow, a lot of damage coming out from Blank on that Zoe. Really playing it well and chaining the abilities really well. Waiting for that. I forgot what ability it was to get the auto attack and Aerie proc. And I'm really does it tell you how much Aerie is done? Really, I think if I click the name, it'll say how much Aerie is done. Tell me. I want to know how many times proc the Aerie already. But yeah, so looking at that, bot lane being pushed in, really aggressive by both teams here. Morgmine gonna come out and miss. And yeah. Lucian already starting in the push against Varus and Morgana. It has a CS advantage, so the lead is already getting pushed in. A lot of random binds coming out by Morgana, which is kind of questionable. Ooh, nice Bellows Breath. Talia and Zach are fighting over this, now rotating down over the Scuttle Crab. It looks like Talia is just going to get it. They are pinging towards Zach's. Got a fight in mid lane. Talia is mid, and Zoe is going on an all-in. Gets the first blood. Well, what will it cost here? Nice flash! Almost killing Night of Zed. The minions may finish the job, though. And they do the double kill. Is that a double buff? On huge outplay on Zoe. Oh my god. Really, really good flash there. Really, really good job chaining the abilities and just playing this champion effectively well. I'm just watching the Aerie reprops, and it's crazy. Oh, heal being blown there by Lucian just stepping up and being a little aggressive there. Heal being blown. And the bot lane is going in Lucian's favor, as I thought it would. But, huge pickup here. Double buffs being onto this Zoe is huge. Well, another thing that's huge is Talia lost a lot of ground with that gank there. Lost a double buff, lost a little bit of momentum. So let's see how Night of the Zed on that Talia reacts up there. So top lane's going pretty much in Ornn's favor for now. A little bit of a CS lead, and it's kind of to be expected. Gnar isn't super strong until he starts getting the items. So I expect this lane to kind of stay it is until Gnar, gets the Black Cleaver, in which case he starts doing a lot of damage. So Scepter being picked up first by Lucian, probably going to Blade, of course. Double Dorans by Ahri, and the huge first item of Lost Chapter going on to Zoe there. Got the Corrupting Potion, which I didn't talk about, and yeah. Got a little bit of action up here in the top lane. Freshburger on the Ornn may get pushed out a little bit here. Tally going in the gank bot, has the flash. What is it? Seismic Shove. I'm not the greatest with ability names, sadly. Really good gank there, taking out the flash. Opposing on that Varus is really susceptible right now. We're talking about a lane that he's already struggling in, and he's now down double sums with no real escape in his kit. So really the bot lane is struggling, but on the hand, so is mid lane for Guardians. Zoe is just pushing this lane under the tower, and we'll see here how he does. Zach, just looking at the map, decent ward control by both teams. Defensive control wards by GT. And overall, decent play by both teams. Bot lane, it's pretty much right now. It's like, what is Guardians gonna punish here? Because we know that there's no sums. Oh, huge ultimate! Nar's gonna go all do some damage. Freshburger is pretty low here. He could get Dovin killed. Level 5 by Lucian. Morg's gonna get caught out here. Does have flash. Gonna use the flash. Braum with the flash auto attack. But back in the top lane, Zach gets the Q off and pulling back in. Wow, the quick fire back to back gang. So, but overall, kill goes over to Braum in the bot lane. That's overall pretty big. That was not Zoe's Ignite, by the way. That was, I think, the Ignite he picked up. So Zoe picks up an Ignite. And overall, almost down double-digit CS to this Braum and Lucian lane. Varus is struggling a little bit, as to be expected. Just lost the Morgana. Nice play there by Braum. Puck did a really good job of closing out that kill. And we'll see what happens here. So, double gank, counter gank from the Talia top. Took out the flash of Gnar. Ornn still has flash, so we'll see if where the Zach wants to gank next. I would say, keep punishing the mid lane. I think that's the place you want to be, is just get the Zoe ahead. It's going to be tough to do stuff bot without Zoe's help, and that's the troublesome stuff right here. So opposing is actually not going to push this wave. There's just going to let it reset. Probably doesn't want to get in any kind of freezing situation. Just going to let it go. Don't know if that's the greatest call there, but he is definitely struggling. Rush the Berserker Greaves. Not a bad choice. Oh, Zoe almost hitting a huge amount of damage there. With a huge, what is a Q ability called? A little bit of damage coming out onto the Gnar. Freshburger gonna do a little bit of damage, but Paddle Star. Huge Paddle Star damage. But not a lot's gonna come of it, so. I mean, Ornn's not really going to be up here being the big bully, is he? It's not really his cup of tea. This mid lane, though, oh, Zoe gets charmed and gets ignited, but comes back with the ignite of herself, getting pretty low there, almost gets taken out. Ahri's low, the flash, and gets killed a little cocky, I would say. Great job by Ahri, Blake on that Ahri, and it went in confidently there. Zoe trying to ultimate out, trying to get the quick burst. Fortunately doesn't get it, and that's going to be a huge shutdown gold over to Guardians, gives them even a bigger gold lead. And look at that, we're up almost 500 gold, not too bad. 9 minutes. Rest of the game is pretty even though, except for bot lane. Bot lane for Guardians is trying their best to close this out. We see here the freeze, which is what I was worrying about. I think Posen set this up and not Clearing up the next wave. I think that was a pretty big mistake. The lane's pretty frozen now. Zach is here for a gank, but I don't even know if they can actually pick up a kill here. Morg is going to miss. Binding is already pretty low here. Here comes Zach, getting knocked out by Braum, but Talia with the counter gank. This is not what you want. Zach is stuck in there. Huge damage going to come out. Morg's going to try her best. Ignite going down on the Braum, but Varus will fall. Morgall coming in a little late here. Gonna die too. That's 2 kills over to Lucian. Really questionable chain of events there. Zach is staying in the fight. That was really questionable here. And see, that's the problem when you gank a lane that is behind without the access of a mid laner. Right there, we saw a clean 3v3, and 3v3 will always be won. Zoe's about to get knocked in. Gonna hit the trouble. Gonna hit the paddle star. Get the auto attack. Here comes Zach. Lucian's right up here though. Oh, does not get it. Here comes Ari coming in. It's a little overextension here. This is going to be a dead Zach. Sorry, my play-by-play casting skills are not the greatest. So huge double kill. And that is 4 kills total on the Lucian. You got 2 from the bot lane. Exchange the 3v3. Got 2 there. It's 4 kills. All the gold is going on this Lucian, and this is not what you want because he's going into his mid-game power spike. And this is exactly what Guardians wants. You see up here, playing that Gnar slowly gets the lead because, you know, that's just what's going to happen. Orange is not going to sit there destroying it. Lucian is staying here. Pretty interesting choice, I think. Posen going to go for the auto attack. This is a pretty interesting choice here by Lucian to stay. Ari's coming down, though. Morg's going to get caught out. Probably 1 shot here. Fool coming out to try to heal, and that is going to happen. Varus, though, could be dead here. Has flash. A Q auto is all Braum needs. Oh, never mind. It reset. He could still be dead here. He needs to flash up here. Freshberg almost getting caught out. We'll see what happens. Posen misses the chain on him. And oh my god, Freshberger is trying his best. Gets destroyed there. Pretty questionable call to try to fight that so aggressively. Anyways, even without the Talia intervention, Talia, though, intervened, did really, really, really well there. And, yeah. We see here Knight of the Zed is actually moving around really well. Again, a gank mid. And GT is just not paying attention to the map right there. So, going over what we see on the map, I have vision. There's literally no vision right here. So Zoe chose to push up past mid bush and keep it going. Especially after the death top, which was behind technically the tower that Talia was. So no wards really coming out from this. Let's see. Can I see ward, like whose ward it is on here? So that is Morgana's ward in the that we see there in the oh my god, in the red side but I mean the blue side bush. That was Morgana's ward. So there's really no wards coming out from the Zoe, and that just led to just a death that just should have been prevented. A free kill going over to Ari, and really just nullifying anything. Opposing's going to get killed. Probably a double kill coming out. Huge wall there. That's another kill. The game is kind of falling apart for them. Freshberger getting a little cocky now. The jump up, and that's going to be a dead Burger. Going to come out there. Black Cleaver coming in. He pushed up a little too hard and died. That is pretty much the case. You know, Gnar gets Black Cleaver, you're going to lose a lane. And you're looking at the build, you got the Catalyst, you got the armor items being built. Not finished yet, and because of that, it's going to be there. Zach's going to try to go in mid. Don't know if he'll be able to get the kill. Minions aren't clear. Going to pull him back in. I think it's going to be a kill because of the tower. Tower's going to pick it up. So Zach's going to get a shutdown. First tower gold going over to Guardians. This huge Lucian in this bot lane is crazy. Second tower going up there to Gnar. It's 2 towers and nothing. A 6,000 gold lead at 1337. Got him. And yeah. So big issues there. Big issues coming out of the bot lane. A few mistakes just in the lane. Now, I have to give hats off to Knight of the Zed here, though, on this Talia. Really just not wasting time. Camp to a move. Camp to a move. Camp to a move. He's always trying to do something here and working with his team. You know, ganks mid. He's open. He sees every advantage that's there. He takes it. GT does take out the mid lane tower though in return, so that is at least a tower, and they're not shut out from the not having a tower. That really sucks when you're down, you know, all the outer towers and you don't have one. It's really hard to climb right back into that. But overall, it's not over with. It is not over with. Game's still not over. We'll see what happens here. Now, because Lucian is so big, it's going to be really, really, really tough to deal with him. He almost has the Black Cleaver, and he's almost on 2 items. Not only that, Vine does come out onto the Talia. She could be dead here. Bubble coming in. She surely will be dead. And the Shutdown Gold coming over to Varus, that is pretty big here. That is big. Shutdown Gold has been, you know, changed a few times in a few recent patches, and that is pretty big. So Lucian getting a little aggressive here, gonna pop back in. Varus with a good change, gonna allow Zoe to live. Braum gonna ult towards the Zoe. Here we go. Braum getting a little caught out here, gonna try to finish him off. But this is a big Lucian. He is not gonna fall. Ari gonna flash in with the Spirit Rush. Gonna pick up 1, gonna pick up 2. And just big pickups there. Here comes the big Ornal. I don't know what's going to happen. Zac does come in with a huge ult. Could clean it up for a double for himself. That's a triple kill. Awesome play there. On the Ornn and Zac combo. Oh my god, they did it so well. Pull the ram through, send the ram through, double CC, big burst. Zac coming out with a counter pretty decently there. Now right there, you see the issue. Lucian is so big, he's kind of Titanic. And they had to spend a lot of resources to even not kill the Lucian, but to even try to push the Lucian off to kill him. And you see right there, that was really tough. That Lucian lived quite a long time in that fight, and it was pretty rough for him. So 140 CS to about 92. I'm going to round it up 1. Sounds better. And Zoe went from 2-0 to 1-5-1. So a little rough mid-game to early to mid-game rotation there for her. Does have a slight CS lead, but at one point she was 25 CS up. So she's now way behind the Ari, who started off 0-1 and is down 5-1 in 2. Oh, Zoe almost getting caught out there. Does have the heal, though, so luckily he had that to get out of here. In the top lane, though, Zac is fighting the Ari. He does have Spirit Rush. We'll see if he has to use it. Here comes Lucian, though. Ornn going to put out his little pillar, and it looks like Guardian's going to go for Rift Herald here. Charm just missing, threading the just little odd range there. Looks like they're going to go for the Herald's about to reset, though. It does reset. That's unfortunate. And it doesn't look like GT Not Canon is actually even in position to deal with this. Tier on that Morg is just pushed up a little bit for no reason here. Could die. Misses the charm, but I don't think they need it. Really questionable decision for Morgana to stay there when there was just no team pressure. Morgana really didn't have much to do there, and it just fallen out. Looking at levels, though, bot lane's not as bad as I thought it was. Only a 1-level lead for the Lucian, so that's pretty decent for GT. Top lane is equal, jungle is equal, mid lane 1-level advantage, and that's how you kind of look at the flow of the game of who has more XP. Bot lane, though, a level down too. Here comes Ornn, though, gonna go on to the Gnar. Gnar's gonna jump away. Nice clean jump there by Kiyoshi to block the ult, but here is the, oh my god, clean Gnar ult, shoving away the Zac, but in the mid lane, Lucian going all in, gonna get the Zoe. Hero pushing in the top lane. Well, they are just trying to kill the Gnar. That's 1 tower. 2 tower, the inner is down, and there's only Morgana defending. This could be an inhibitor down at sub 20 minutes. This looks pretty rough for GT Not Canon. Here it goes, going down, pushing in the next thing. Harold's gonna hit the big bump. Zac did wind it up. Could this Tier getting caught out by pushing a little too hard up with the Morgana? Caught out, opponent's gonna die here. Big Zac ult, though. We'll see if they're able to finish any of these. Talia is so low. Zac's trying to hang in here. Here comes Lucian, though. This is where it all changes. Zac's passive is gonna pop. Ari's gonna go down. Zoe's gonna go down. and here we go. That is going to beat one dead Zach. They could actually go for the ending of the game. We got 5 seconds on Morg, but she is pretty far behind. So pushing into the towers here, we could have a GG. Brom is going to go push in to the Ornn. Does not even die. Takes the towers. Starts the fight. They cannot get the end though. We're talking almost a 10,000 gold lead, sub 20. Looking pretty grim for GT Not Canon. Right there though, Gnar pushes in the bot lane. Really just 2 clean abilities by him. Jumps away from Ornn's ultimate and then shoves Zac away from his elastic slingshot, and it just gives him so much time to run away. And meanwhile, GT Not Canon wanted to commit to the fight instead of leaving Ornn there. They committed to the fight, chased him into the river, all while Lucian pushed mid, got a tower. They had Herald top, got 2 towers and an inhibitor. So we're talking 3 towers and an inhibitor for a Gnar. It just looks like GT Not Canon this game is just not able to deal with their macro ability. Knight of the Zed been moving around the map pretty well, and they're just not being. It just seems like their heads aren't really in the game as much. You know, we're seeing Zoe push up in the mid lane. Not a lot of wards coming out. Just looking at the map, overall both teams aren't warding too much, but at least Guardians is warding what they want to ward now. Their next objective is clear. It's Baron, and they're putting down the wards for Ahri. Gonna flash dead Zoe. Varus is gonna flash ahead, get the kill, but here comes Talia. Misses 2 of them. Zac gonna come in to save the day though. Gnar coming in, gonna try to take the plant out. Huge bind coming in, but it's not gonna matter because he's gonna throw a house. That's a dead Morg. Morg is having a rough time. Zac's getting kind of caught out here. Trying to get him out, gonna flash. We'll see if he makes it out. He does. Look at this Lucian and Gnar combo, the double black cleaver shredding through the Ornn. There's not a amount of armor that can even deal with that. And he really doesn't have high HP values right now either. Oh, Brom is taking out the Zac, so this could be GG. Really good job there by Puff. Going on the Brom, saving it, but looking at the Nexus. I don't know if the camera's not looking at the Nexus. They're trying to go for the end here. Here comes Morg. Morg's pretty far behind. Just going to E in is Lucian. A little cocky, but overall, they get it. Varus going to... Yoshi is going to whiff the ult. He has allowed 1 bad ult after a few good ones. Zac and Brom are still fighting down here. Brom doing a pretty good job, but I don't think it's going to matter. We'll see if he gets out, though. The smite coming out, and that's going to be a dead Brom. But I don't think it matters. 2 Nexus towers going down. A little over-aggression there by Guardians. Seems like they're being a little cocky there at the end. They probably could have ended, but they definitely were being a little arrogant with the time there. Overall, game's still about the same gold value-wise, but my God, is GT feeling it in the objectives. We're talking 1 tower to 8, and they're down to their Nexus. Inhibitor is still down, and it's looking pretty grim. Now, there's a lot of key plays there. Puff on that Brom did a really good job. Flashes onto the Zac for what his intention was. The game would be over. Stopping the back, did a nice job there. Lucian being a little aggressive, though, eating in to the Varus, and Varus and the Morgana dies. But here we go. Game's still not over yet, though. But they are starting up Baron here. There's no information. It looks like there's no counterplay. Nothing coming out from GT Not Canon, and they're just going to let it go. So there is that. Zac gonna jump away, and Guardian's gonna push up the mid lane here, which isn't a bad idea. They have the Baroned up minions. Top lane inhib is gonna spawn soon, so they could technically double barrel this. Or they could just go for this quick inhib, make sure it goes down. Lucian all in inning. Really clean Lucian ult there. Really clean Lucian ult. Hitting, I think, on the entire. Don't think he missed a bullet. And I think it's pretty much over. 24 minutes. Lucian jumping in though. Gonna dodge the Zac. Zac missing. Zac all coming out. Ahri going in. No one's gonna die. GT Not Canon's running for the life back to the fountain. Only one allow is fresh burger on that Ornn, and it's pretty much over. 24 minutes, 24 minutes 9 seconds, or 24 minutes 10 seconds. The game goes over to Guardians. Really, really, really good game by them, and they definitely played. They definitely played everything they needed to do right. They did. There's not one thing that they definitely chose in their team that was wrong. Now, if they didn't make up any of these, picks, any of these plays, it would have been pretty disastrous for them. But of course, they did actually make a lot of plays. Tally around the map a million times, taking advantage of the low vision control and just a little bit of just a lot of oversteps and a lot of mistakes by GT not Canon lost on the game, especially in the bot lane. A few mistakes there. Just gonna look at the damage chart. See the I want to see the Lucian's damage. Yeah, 21,000, not that much. But they also didn't fight that much. So you look at 21,000 damage. Key numbers 15,000 from the Talia. Zach actually doing the second most damage on his team, which is kind of to be expected. He did really, really well, and left away the early game unscathed. Varus is pretty far behind, and so the damage chart's pretty decent across the board. There's really nothing here that looks exceptional. Just a really clean game by Guardians. They played it really well. Kiyoshi did a great job top lane. Nightazed did a really good job moving around the map. Counter jungling so many times. Really good counter jungle there by Talia, by the Nightazed's Talia, which I think is one of his better picks. So GT better watch out for that. Ari. One second, sorry. Sorry, I'm just talking to someone about trying to get another caster. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, and we're getting into game 2 here, so gonna swap sides. They're getting a blue side there, and so a few key things to talk about. Yeah, I guess I'm ready. Whew, really, just wasting no time. So a few things to talk about from that. What I think GT.Canon wants to go into game 2 with that mindset. Bot lane, is going to probably want to go for aggressive lane. They want to push through it. I think Tally is worth a ban. He's really comfortable in that champ. I sort of got all the games I watched that play were on Talia. So I've always seen good things come out of that.
Are you guys in champ select yet?
Yeah, we just started it.
That's fine. I'll just watch champ select from the stream and then I'll spectate. Yeah, I came in about halfway through that game. I definitely think, because I played this team in play-ins, the opposing team, I don't think they really tried to play for their strengths that game. They have a really good Galio all-in team fight comp that they can run, so we'll see if they go it this time around.
Yeah, I've watched them a few times in play-ins, and I think the team comp was almost kind of identical in a way to a Galio team comp, not the same. I mean, the way the picks were laid out, but the problem was there was no way they could even team fight because of just so many mistakes they made. Ganking in without the proper information, especially against a Tally who can just wall in the bot lane. Ganking onto a 3v2 to when your lane is way behind without your mid priority coming down is a huge mistake, and I think that's one of the things that kind of killed them that game. Was that whole thing gave Lucian 4 kills, which is just catastrophic, especially moving into his power spikes, which is definitely, he's just so big mid game. And
the player himself was really good. He already plays as if he has a lead, even when he doesn't have a lead. He has that much pressure. Even when he's behind, like he's always a scary player to watch out for. And when he does get 4 kills that early on a champion like Lucian, it's kind of really hard to blame anything other than that play for the loss of the game, because it's almost impossible to come back against that type of scenario.
Yeah. So, same bands coming out by same exact actually bands coming out by Guardians this time. A little slight change to bands to GT Not Canon opting out to ban the Gnar, which was an issue, but I don't think was the key issue that they had. I think the biggest issue isn't even champion select for this team. It's just lack of vision control, to be honest with you, especially into the early to mid-game rotation. It just seems like they weren't playing the macro decisively. There was just really a few times when Talia was just able to move around the map for free, and the knowledge should have been slightly there. I mean, they didn't have priority everywhere on the map so they could get the deep wards vision, but they could have at least thought of something. So yeah, Graves was being banned out this time, and Noted Zed gets to pick up his Graves. Another good champion. I think he likes playing this.
Yeah, GT is really gonna have to go with a high pressure mid to keep up with those invades, or else whatever jungler cluster picks might be in a bad spot. If he goes Zac again against Graves, that could be very unfortunate if they go with a scaling mid laner. Zoe could fit their comp again, because she can get pressure mid really easily and shove up. So we'll see what they go, see if they get the... Oh, maybe Echo. Echo can also do things. If they pick Cassian, they're going to be in a really bad spot against Graves. But we'll see.
Yeah, Lucian priority is actually pretty interesting to see. Jax being picked up probably in the jungle. We'll see, but Lucian priority is actually pretty interesting to see, because I actually don't think he's that strong, to be honest with him. To be honest with you, but again, he's going to be even stronger tomorrow. So anyone that plays Lucian and has priority on him, be glad they're buffing him. So that's big. We'll see what their last pick prior to the second. I'm going to pick up the Morgana, which I think is a really just key pickup, and they're just not able to execute it last game. GT Not Canon, if you were watching in lane, a lot of just throwing out the binds, which is just something you don't do. You have to really use those binds precisely, because every time you throw one out, you pretty much lose the cooldown, which is what, 10 seconds?
Yeah, through that you lose a lot of pressure. Yeah,
for 10 seconds you're unable to do anything. You have to then backfoot it. So each time, if you keep dropping it on cooldown and missing it, you're essentially just backpedaling the entire game. So Wukong being banned out again, target ban blank. Ahri being banned out this time, which is a pretty good ban. I think Ahri's just so good mid lane. She's kind of easier to execute. Just really simple kit. Hit charm, kill person. Hit charm, kill. Lane's not necessarily bad.
Yeah, she's way too strong for champion mid right now. So we'll see what the final ban coming in for Red Side is.
Zoe,
alright, so they're trying to take away a lot of mid-pressure champs.
taking away Blake's Orianna. We'll see what they do here, though. So Kali LeBlanc, Wukong, Zoe, Ahri, Orianna off the board. That does leave some. Malzahar, I don't know if he plays it. Syndra's still there. The Galio that you were talking about, they could play.
Yeah, this top lane pick also really determines what Red Side's comp's going to be, because they already have an AD jungle. Well, actually, I guess it really hinges on
Sion
later. They don't want to have too much of an AD focused team. Oh, they go Sion. That's an AD top. They really need some AP coming in mid, or Jax and Braum are going to do a lot against that.
See if Cho'Gath gets picked up here. I think Cho'Gath's actually a pretty good pick.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Pretty good against Sion, too. I think Cho'Gath Swain.
Live objective control. Swain's good for team fights.
Now, is that top? I think it could be top.
Yeah, it's a good flex pick.
Who they have mid?
Could even be AD with Lucian going mid, you know?
Really reaching far there.
I mean, I think Lucian is actually a lot more viable than people like to give it. So, like to give it the benefit of the doubt for. It's definitely a decent
placeholder.
Certain matchups.
That is a placeholder, so we don't know what it is.
Oh.
It was placeholder last game. So we have no idea what the last pick is. I think it's Swain top. Berger did play it in plans. He played pretty well, too.
Yeah.
But the team comp doesn't really feel too well. Not knowing this last pick is really interesting, because not having the knowledge that they're...
Ooh. They go Aatrox mid here. That could be on
TF.
Oh, TF? Okay, there you go.
Twisted Fate.
slightly behind my.
That is an interesting pick. Twisted Fate, Graves, Scion, Org. Who is the ADC?
Jin.
Oh yeah, Jin.
A lot of kill pressure, bot.
If TF gets ahead, that is a lot of kill pressure, and that's exactly how that team seemed like they want to play.
Yeah.
Last game they had the Tally of Rome. This game they could have the TF, and TF doesn't really win or lose too many lanes. I mean, he's one of the champs. If you do get him behind, he struggles to do anything after that. He really can't. You have to sometimes crawl, and sometimes you can't even get the crawl to get him back in the game. But up until that, he's got decent wave clearing lanes. It's gonna be exciting to see TF. I don't know what the. I don't know what
the placeholder is.
Yeah, I still know placeholder. I didn't see what he said. It was really quick. What? So I guess we'll just. Guess as good as mine. Really interesting team comp though by GT Not Canon. Jax.
I actually still really like GT's comp going into this game over Guardians because there is a heavy focus of AD, and TF does do a lot of AP damage, but he still also relies a little bit on doing attack damage as well because he's very auto attack focused. So you do nullify just even a little bit of his damage by going armor as well, just with the auto attacks. But yes,
Twisted Fate isn't the biggest AP champion either. Anyway,
yeah.
He's mainly your playmaker to start the fights. He can zone his ult in, stuff like that. He's a playmaker. He's not really the champ that you expect to go through and carry a game.
Yeah. And a heavy AP focused champ like a Zerath that would just do a lot of AP damage or something like that.
DPS definitely is not that high. It is kind of troublesome for them. But 80 teams, if they can get in the mid game, their spikes are disgusting because of lethality. So that's and it seems like if anything went in last game, repeat that's what they would want to do. So it looks like Swain is going to be top. See what the mid lane pick was then, because Swain was going top. So Swain Jax.
I'm interested. I hope it's a high pressure wave clear mid.
Yeah, you definitely. Oh, it can't be. It was banned. Echo, what?
Alright, that's a decent pick because his wave clear with Q is pretty good.
So it's interesting. The only issue I have is their identity. This team comp is pretty interesting though.
Yeah.
They don't really have ways to engage in their. They have side sort of okay split push. I don't know. Both teams are pretty good mid game. Both teams are pretty good late game actually. Because late game, the one thing you were discussing, the full AD does hurt them because itemization is pretty clean, especially for like a Swain. You get the zonies automatically.
Both of them on Hourglass, so.
And so that's just right there. That's an item they want, and that's an item that counters the other team. But Knight of the Zed is on Graves, and the only two like I said, I've only seen him on Talent. I think I've seen him play Graves in the play-ins, and so picking the Graves. It seems like he really likes the counter gankers and rotational champs like that. So we'll see how that is. The Jin Morgling could be pretty deadly though, especially against the Lucian Braum. It's pretty much the opposite lane. Jin kind of plays it the same as but he's definitely more aggressive. The Varus kind of loses a little bit more, loses a lot more than the Jin, but the lane essentially is kind of the same. It's going to be played the same. We'll see, though, how the binds differ support to support. Because that's going to make the game changer. A lot of missed binds.
Both bot lanes have pretty good matchups, too. Like, I always hear people complain about Lucian Braum, and I also hear people complain about Jhin Morgana. So it'll be really fun to watch both of these high-profile duos go at it. I don't think Jhin Morg is better than Jhin Kate in terms of scariness, but it still is a decent thing because Morgana can set up the W's with her W. Set up Jhin roots.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of setup for each other too, and that's what's really really devastating. But Braum is a pretty good counter to that because jumps in, puts his shield up, negates a lot of damage. So that's the one thing. Last game, like I was bringing up, that he could do that, but they just played on the aggressive foot the entire time, so it didn't matter. Both teams going for exhaust in the bot lane though this time. Last game, GT went for the ignite.
Well, other than the potential invade possibility from level 1 with Morgana, or Braum, really. I don't really see this game being too high impact until around level 6, is when teams are probably going to start picking it up in this game. Jax isn't really going to be looking to do much early, but Graves might.
And Graves might, but it's... See, the lane that we want to watch out for, I think, in our opinion, if you're talking about jungle pressure, is top lane, because you want to kind of get that Swain to at least blow sums and to try to push him down. And I don't know what Sion went for his Keystone, but if you did do that Glacial Augment with Graves, Swain could be hurting up there, because that's a lot of chain abilities, especially on an early game Swain, who just does kind of struggle if you do get the ganks on him early. And that's his biggest weakness. We'll see if they do choose to prioritize pressure in that top lane. Sion is really good for Graves too, because Graves, of course, has no setup. He does fully rely on either the other jungler ganking or the pressure.
He needs red buff really to do any kind of ganking. Whenever I'm playing Graves and I have my team ask me for ganks and I don't have red buff, I'm like, well, you better wait 3 minutes for my red buff to spawn, because I ain't doing nothing without red buff. That's just how I personally.
I like how Escapist just subscribed.
The
host subscribed himself.
I was gonna shout it out, but I wasn't sure. I was like, wait a minute. How do I respond to this scenario?
He subscribed. Well, I don't even have the notification, so I have to look at chat for the notifications.
Yeah, I was watching Champ Select through the stream, so that's why I saw it. I was like, oh, it popped up. All right.
Ultimate cast. Oh, barrier going on Twisted Fate, so definitely going. I didn't even look at that, but thank God. If I saw an Ignite on Twisted Fate, that is full arrogance.
I don't respect this guy at all.
Yeah, that's I'm just gonna meme this game, but yeah, going barrier. I mean, Echo's actually a pretty good pick against Twisted Fate too, especially if there's no jungler intervention. I think it just goes the way of Echo pretty easily. I mean, TF's really only strength in lane is I kill minion die.
The early levels he should have an advantage because he's melee, arranged in the melee, so he should have a little bit of an early advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, I think probably 2. I think maybe 4. I think 4 has got that slight advantage.
Yeah.
But he also has to be careful, because if TF gets pushed onto the tower, he gets a little annoyed. Because then he ends up in this infinite loop, cycling. He just keeps cycling cards to get his mana back and clear. So if he does be over aggressive, on the fights, Echo can clear kind of decently through Q. And if he does get put in the back pedal of having to clear minions, it kind of just becomes I red card, a blue card, I red card, a blue card, and then it's a back pedal. So yeah, he's a really hard champ to play.
I'm really interested to see if he goes Dematerializer. A lot of TFs that really know what they're doing, they go Dematerializer just because
he did not.
He did not. Oh, okay.
He went Comet and Resolve. He went Resolve secondary.
Resolve?
So yeah, definitely.
Wow. So he's not even going the Corrupting Pot inspiration setup.
Sion did not do Glacial Augment either. Not that it's a big deal. The grasp is still really good, but it was just a thing. Press the attack Jax.
Ooh.
Swain going phase rush.
I may not actually be able to help cast this game because I can't spectate.
What do you mean you can't spectate?
Are you guys in game yet or still loading screen?
We're loading. We're the in game at loading screen.
Oh, okay. So they haven't spawned on your. Okay, we'll see.
No.
Alrighty, that might be why I won't let me spectate yet. Okie dokie.
What does it say when you try to spectate?
It's just grayed out, the option. But it's probably just because you're not in game yet.
Yeah, so everything is pretty standard across the board. Dark Harvest going on Graves, of course, that's really good. The burst is disgusting late games, okay, you're dead. We're in game now, but it's technically not loaded in yet. It's loaded in now.
Oh.
Can you?
Nope, doesn't look like I can.
Try at op.gg.
We're doing it through that? Alright.
Just,
I don't know if you can do custom games through that, but I'll try.
I did it the other day. See if I can do it. Yeah, I can. Yeah, you can do it. It says spectate at least.
Oh, so right. Wow, that's crazy.
But it looks like red team Guardians is going for an invade here. The 5-point calling out, and they have to be a little bit passive here. Brum is kind of caught out. We'll see if more Brum's really caught out, actually. Gold card, flashing out, bind, splash bind. It looks like it's going to be a dead Morgana there. Really, really rough start there for GT not canon. I don't know why they would. 5-point strategy was fine, but if you're going against the Morgana, sometimes you waste yourself and you drop the ward in the bot side tri-bush, the bot side tri-bush, and then move your team elsewhere so you're a little safer. That's a little dangerous there to be pushed out into the river as a solo champion versus the Morgana, and especially TF. As TF started gold card there, started card in general, so the pick-off ability was huge. Did you load in yet?
Not yet. But just as I
Is it loading?
Level 1 is going to be pretty detrimental to either team. I'm trying to run from op.gg. We'll see if it's going to let me.
Hopefully.
If not, I wish you the best, brother.
Yeah, Morg does pick up the first blood, though, there. Not the best champion for the first blood, but not the worst. Picking up the boots is pretty big on her, so she does have this boots advantage. Throwing out the bind, misses it. Nothing to be done here. Echo at the 6 CS does get the push in. And Cyan going the minion dematerializer top. And yeah, pretty interesting for him. I'm really interested to see. We do have both junglers going towards the Scuttle Crab here. Let's see what happens here. Jax is going to use the counter strike, going in really hard onto this Graves. Graves gonna, Echo gonna try to get the kill on the Graves. That's gonna be a first blood on the Jax. Echo gonna fall too here. Going to be a double kill over, well, not a double kill, but a double overall kill there for Guardians.
This just hurts to watch. Oh no.
You get in the game?
No, but I saw it on the stream. Oh man, that's painful. The spirits of GT probably feel so crushed right now, being so far behind at such an early point in the game.
Yeah, not only that, though, but they got the red buff over to Twisted Fate. A champion that just you don't want to give any kind of advantage to because he's always on the back foot. And right here, Graves, that was just really weird that Jax went for that. Took a lot of burst damage before he went in for the counter-strike and was just unable to do much. Morgana was already roaming up, and Echo level... I think it was level 2 when that fight started. It's just not the strongest in the world. So really, really big pickup there for Guardians. They're already up 3 to nothing. Almost. They're up about, 1,500 gold. 3 minutes in. That's pretty rough. And the gold is spread fairly even. Yeah, this is looking rough in the game.
Yeah, TF already has so much sustain in lane mana-wise with his blue card, but now he has health sustain too with the red buff healing, so...
Lucian picks up the kill though! Really good play there. Posen going really aggressive there. Braum with the nice play, and they get it. So just like last game, I think a little cockiness there by Jin. Posen does pick up the kill on Lucian. Jax is coming in the mid lane though. That TF does have no... escape, but it doesn't matter. TF's going to try to turn it around. Has that red buff. Not going to be able to get that the other auto attack, though. And the gank does not work. Jax is still hovering around that mid lane, though. Looks like he wants to go for round 2. Top lane, though, is pretty interesting. Sign is actually out CSing and has more mana than the lane.
Really confused at these mid laners' choices of items and runes. TF did go Corrupting Pop, but he didn't go the Time Warp Tonic and other thing, the Biscuit. He didn't go that, so kind of a interesting choice there. And also Echo went Doran's with refillable. It's most of the time better to just go Darkseal with refillable.
Yeah.
Both mid laners being a little thinking in my mind. Maybe there's some things they know that I don't, but it's not ideal. Not normally what's big on either side.
Yeah. Darkseal and refillable is actually a thing.
Yeah.
That would actually be a pretty good start TF if he chose to go into the inspiration tree, but choosing not to go in.
Yeah, Resolve, I think he went Resolve just for the fact that he thinks that he can out-trade Echo with the Resolve when Echo does go in with his E. I can kind of see that. He can try to go for like more aggressive trades. rather than just like sustaining lane, he could try to go for trades, but it's kind of a high variance thing to do. He has the lead in his lane due to early game, but I would have liked to see the lane play out more fairly.
Little rough trade there by Lucian. Brum going in after the trade, but still doesn't matter. Queue up, gets the damage. All is well in that land. But the game still 1,500 gold is still a pretty big chunk of gold. Opposing gonna get caught out here. Brum gonna take the bind. Opposing is taking quite a bit of damage. Does have the scepter though. Does have the lifesteal back. Teleport already. Oh, not blown. Yeah. Oh, he walked back to lane. That's what I guess. Yes, disadvantage. So no teleports blown top lane yet. Probably won't be either. Looks push. They may try to gank the Swain here. Swain is 6. Graves is not. Bot lane though, going towards Lucian's favor, which is pretty good, especially since they started on such a bad note. Swain using a lot of mana to sustain and Sion is just taking it like a champ.
Yeah, Kiyoshi doing pretty well in this lane, mostly solo too. He did get an assist early, but it's not going to do too much. I don't think he got anything. Maybe an XP advantage slightly, but other than that, it's not a big deal for how well he's been playing the lane.
Yoshi going righteous? And here comes the Twisted Fate! Twisted Fate gonna nice flash to take the binding, and they actually get away there. Double flash blown still. Flash blown on Morgana, so one flash advantage. Morgana gonna throw out the bind. Brum being a little cocky there. Graves gonna try to pick up the second kill. Only picks up one there, just recalling right next to the wall. A little cocky, especially for having the pink board down. What an interesting play. Oh, no, Graves, I think did eat. No, did he?
Maybe Brum was backing there to time flash, or he wasn't paying attention because he was timing flashes, maybe? Flash time maybe, something like that. But yeah, you definitely could have went a little further back on that back. Well, something going on mid lane, gets the stun on the TF. He does have both his summoners up. Actually, that's like about 5 seconds behind.
Oh, opposing tries to go so much damage down on opposing. Flash, the 4th shot comes through. Final shot, that's going to be one dead Lucian. Lucian tried there, almost got the kill on the Puff, but the key heal coming out by Jin. And this is troublesome for GT. Yet again, bot lane is being, that's what they're struggling through right there. It's not looking. It's really not looking too good for them, especially since the tower is so low. You have the Jin start roaming, and that's not going to be the most fun in the world. Sion, though, winning this lane with a catalyst versus Swain. That's pretty interesting. This is just why certain picks like the Sion, I think they still should have went with Cho. I think Cho would have been a pretty good pick, especially against Jin. Jin has a hard time dealing with Cho. And I think the big tank in the top lane is kind of what GT needed, and it would have done pretty well against Sion, but up here we have the Swain being picked. Pretty interesting, especially seeing how strong Sion is.
Yeah, the silence too going on the Graves is pretty useful because it keeps its own not able to dash during that period from the choke F, but unfortunately doesn't have that. The opponent actually took a big chunk of damage from that Jin bounce, that Q.
That bounced really far. I thought it was going for Brom.
I did too.
It went straight for him.
Right for head.
Yep.
I wish the AD for red side would have went High Noon Jin just for the High Noon matchup.
High Noon Knight, yeah. Looks like first dragon though gonna go down to the game. It's gonna be going to Gardens. That is a big dragon for them because of the AD. As I said before the game, you said that the AD does you can build against it, but mid game, if they are ahead, the lethality is huge. AD comp because you're unable to build against it right away, especially for the team. The zoning is a little lucky, at least they get to build that. Jin is going to ult here. Graves is behind. They could do a dive on the bot lane. We'll through with it. I think they saw the Jax and they decided not to. They're just picking the tower. Play it a little safer. which is fine though. Braum being caught out and dead.
There's no reason for him to be that far up. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, Braum was being a little far up. The tower was already done. He should have just walked away. I mean, that is another huge victory for Guardians. We're talking 11 minutes, almost, what, with 4,500 gold lead. Pretty, yeah, 4.5. No, yeah. My math right? Yeah,
it's 3.5, I believe.
Is it 3.5?
Yeah, 600 onto.
Oh, it is 3.5. Yeah, that's why I was saying 4.5. It wasn't. Every time I looked at that, I'm a little tired today.
This guy's he's red team based. He wants GTC to win this game. As you can see, they're 10,000 gold down already.
Technically, I just got put into the GT Not Can. I am technically the coach, but I haven't been able to work. I will be. I just got put on the team today. But here we go. There's a slight bias there, but no, that was just me being tired, not being able to quick maths.
I can relate to that one. Numbers are hard. All we care about is objectives.
Look at this, though. Look how much damage is already in the top tower. Down here. Counter kick. Jin, but that is not going to work. And yet again, GT Not Cannon playing on the back foot. They are unable to deal with the macro ability of Guardians. And this, I will say one thing: the Resolve has done well. He's able to take these fights against Echo and just keep pushing through pretty well. So
yeah,
not too bad.
I'm pretty sure there's an indicator for like the Resolve timers for your whatever it's called, bone plating. So you can just look for fights when bone plating's up. But as you can see there, it wasn't up, so it's a little troublesome.
Yep.
See if he goes for an ulti here. It doesn't need to ult to kill TF. Wow.
Chooses the flash away, though. I think that was the interesting thing.
Yeah.
Chooses the flash away, blows the bigger sum. They're trying so hard to kill this. Double flash coming out. Does pick it up, though, but here we go. Lucian is going to fall for it. Here comes more TP. We'll see if Sion can get away. There is the blast cone. Gonna get pulled in back by Swain. And here we go. Braum's gonna try to survive here. Does the ult. Swain going in onto Braum. Gonna pull out the Q, and Swain is gonna pop his ultimate to finish off the Sion. I don't even know any of his abilities, so it's just me saying ult.
Yeah. I think it's Demonic Ascension, I think, is his ulti.
Yeah. Oh, Morgana gonna play Trump here and just interrupt binds. Grave, meanwhile, in the mid, gonna pick up probably the third tower of the game. And this is still, while they did pick up 2 kills there for 1, it really was not worth it. They lose a tower for it. And yet again, we're looking at the jungle. Knight of the Zed. Last game, Antalya was popping off. This game, 3-0-5. He has been almost part of 100% of the kills this game. When this man is around you, you're dead. That's just how it is. Opposing's going to go on to Lucian here. We'll see if he can get the kill, but here comes Graves. Pretty big Graves. Braum's going to come in. No shield yet. No shield yet. Lucian almost going to pick up the kill on Morgana. Oh. Steps in front of the Braum shield, so is going to take collateral damage. And here it is. Graves trying to finish off the Jax. His ultimate's ticking. Here comes Echo. Going to try to pick it up. Does pick up the shutdown. Huge shutdown gold on from that Graves. And is going to try to run away here. Sion is here, but now here is Swain. Echo's going to push it forward. He does have his ult, though. We'll see if he uses it. Tries to pick up the 1 kill. Does not use ult yet. Still, man, he is really, really conservative with his ultimate. My God. He does not want to use Chrono Break.
That is true. The longer you do wait, though, the less effective it does become, though, because you hear less over the time. Because it's the damage you take in the last 4 seconds. So waiting actually can be a bigger problem than using it early, in my opinion.
But I think at one point he may have been able to ult back. I didn't watch his placement onto the Sion, do a little bit of damage and maybe kill him. But I guess it all depends on what's going on there. Posen, though, trying to deal with this Jin up here. Jin is just so big right now. He's just kind of manhandling the tower. Posen is yet to finish the Blade of the Rune King, and that's pretty troublesome for him. He should have had this finished at least, I would say, about a minute and a half ago, maybe. At the rate the game was kind of going for him. He had a little bit of there, but just struggling just a little bit to get the 100 CS that he probably needs. I think he probably has the gold for it now, just has to get the recall. But Jin already having the Storm Razor, just able to just walk up, proc the Storm Razor, auto, Q, huge burst. It just kind of keeps the Lucian away. Now, one pick this game that is just not effective at all, in my opinion, is the Jax. Sitting at 0-2-3, Cinderhawk, Tabbies, I don't feel the champ is going to be effective.
Yeah.
I just think the competitiveness of Jackson really tough, hard to gauge.
Tough, all that stuff.
Yeah, huff and tough. We'll see here that Jackson's going to try to go for the steal, but oh my god, screwed the top shit. We're back down the dragon. Now we're back top. Here we go. Back up top now.
Wow, interesting. All right, good to see nothing happen. Honestly, in my opinion, GT, they didn't even make it past early game last time, so why would you pick a scaling jungler? In my opinion, you should just go for an early game comp, early game jungler, everything. Just try to see if you can win the early game and see what happens from there. But if you lose early and you pick a scaling comp like this, it's a little unfortunate.
Yeah, especially since they didn't necessarily... I mean, okay, so they did pick... The first pick was Lucian, so they did choose a little early for there, and then choosing Jax with Lucian is just really weird. Really interesting team compositional choice. As you said, it's like, even going back to last game, you want to go early game. They chose an earlier game ADC, and then now they chose the scaling they chose a hard scaling junk. Could be another Herald pickup though for them. They got the Herald a little bit earlier. They are faring a little bit better. They are faring better this game against Guardians, and they did pick up a tower there. So we'll see how the macro comes out. So just looking at the map though, the ward control from both teams, in my opinion, is pretty subpar. But at least the red team beat. I mean, there is a lot of wards coming out of jungle in that. But we're talking. That is 2 wards placed, right? Correct, from mid, or is that 22? S2. S2 wards. That is 2 wards placed. 2 wards, or 2 vision score total.
Yeah.
From TF. That's a little something that should be talked about.
Especially as the winning team, you should always have more ward score as the winning team, because you're able to invade and take wards and put deeper wards and everything like that. So it's concerning.
You have the when you're on the upper hand, gonna try to go on the blank on the Echo here. He does have Chrono Break. Actually uses it this time. Gonna go on a Jin. Almost. I think his Q wasn't up. I think if he got that Q, it could have been a kill. Unless he did. I think it would have been a kill. But that was almost an outplay there, trying to pick up the 1-for-1. But yet again, being a little too aggressive. Swain just walking up for I have no idea why. Hell on earth. Lucian going in, halting. What in the hell is going on?
I think he was trying to stop the Rift Herald, I think is what he was trying to do, the Rift Herald, but he was in E-range and didn't throw it, so questionable.
So that is a huge thing, yet again, a huge leads to the same thing! Last game, it was them overly chasing Kiyoshi's Gnar, who had 2 great defensive abilities played out there. And right here, Herald going down 19 minutes and then Hib is down. It's almost the same as last game. So the flow of the game is about the same, and everything feels about the same. Wow. Yeah, there's not much to say there. Not much to say there, other than he knew exactly what he was doing with that very confident play coming out from the Graves. He knew he was just going to blow him the hell up, and he did. Does die for it, but they still get bot towers, so I guess it doesn't matter. So, overall, the double Infernals is raining in for them. The double Infernals is still so big, especially on this Grave.
That's insult to injury right there. Being
Graves
behind
is
so much. And the
Graves is
Infernals. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just trying to... I can't click the portrait. Oh, it's just not working. I can't click... Oh, he's dead. Oh, there's a time... God! I was trying so hard, I just want to see
and then there's a pause the last 2 seconds before Grave spawns. Ooh.
Can't even see the AD.
Both teams in cahoot against the caster here.
Let's play. Who wants to guess how much Graves has for AD? And not using a calculator. You have 5 seconds. Go.
Probably
290. No, wait, 286.
I was gonna say between 250 and 300 would be my guess.
We'll give an exact number. What's your guess? Quickly.
Between 250 and 300.
That's not an exact number. That's
All right,
about
all right.
50.
I'll say, what level is he? He's like 12 probably. I'll say 300.
300. I say 286, 300. If I win, he
It's
said
286. All right, I'll say 287.
he said he is good. Nope. He said
Christ,
300.
right.
Said it
Oh,
first.
Oh,
But whoever is closer, either way, he's gonna tip me $100 if I'm right. If he's right, I don't have to tip him nothing. You heard it here first on the stream. So yep, gonna get a nice $100 tip if I win this little bet here, guys. Right.
wait, what? I never agreed.
Yes, you did. It's on stream.
All right, he says 248, I guess. All right, let's escape his puts in.
Escape is going for 248. He got the calculator going. That was the delayed response. He's out here. So we got 16%. He's this level. He's got these runes.
I mean, that's probably what happened.
If he's right, if it's 248, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, this game's looking pretty bleak here, though, for GT. What is this? I'm going to do my math. This is 6,100 gold this time. I did some real quick math there.
200 IQ, quick maths.
Yeah. Still, game looking... 301! God damn it.
Really? Hey, I win.
Did he buy an item after that pause?
No, he didn't. Yeah. I think that he may have bought health, but he definitely did not buy any AT.
He bought health. This is season 2 Jax. That's the other way around.
Did health ever give him damage?
No. AD gave him health.
Maybe he's
Jax
Vlad.
passive.
Health gives damage to Vlad, not AD.
Yeah. Vlad does do that.
But no one really knows.
Makes a lot of sense. Riot is yet to change that dying mechanic. Okay, going into the game here, 20 minutes. Okay, Jax does a nice little war jump there, tries to stun the Jin, definitely stun off. Gonna go for the kill on Morg. Morg pulls out a nice Zonia's. Yeehaw going in, does not have the Zonia's. That's actually 2 kills. Here comes Sion on the back foot, though. Graves is with him. We'll see how they play at the fight. Jin's curtain call coming out, trying to do damage. Freshburger pushing out. The Graves going 1v1 here. Does a little bit of damage. There's 3 people on tonight of the Suns. Graves are going to keep chasing him down. Opposing does not have the mana to get over the Echo. He's got no mana either. He's going to fall. Everyone's got no mana. Jin's cleaning it up. Lucian will pick up the Graves, though. It is going to be a 2-for-2 trade as they just run with no mana. Wait, maybe not. Here goes Graves. Oh, just going to miss the, whatever that W ability is called that Jin does. Sion gonna go out and use his Q ability, whatever that's called, and gonna kill him.
Nice. Unfortunate occurrence there.
Bro, I'm staying a little too staying a little too long here. Caught up. This is a reoccurring theme with GT not canon in the past 2 games, and it happens again. Yoshi taunting a little bit there with that Sion. It is 1 death. A very interesting team fight, though. So we saw right there, Morg got caught out a little bit. Meanwhile, the Nexus Tower is getting destroyed. Morgan and the inner turret gets destroyed top. Swain's caught out yet again. We'll see if they can if he can clean up a kill. No, he cannot. He's just going to die. Over to Guardians.
Ooh.
Guardians are probably going to want to set up this Baron soon. Just looking at the wards, though, there is a few wards coming out. I think Blake was listening to the stream because prior to that pause, he was around 2. Now he's at 13. Very conspicuous. He's in the base, just spamming the wards.
Gotta get a DQ. DQ the team.
His score has gone up about 600%. Oh, we got 14 now. He's in the race here to place wards. He's trying to get that 2 ward score up. 8 though by 8 by Swain, which isn't the greatest. But anyways, going into the game here, like Echo go in, pop the ult, do about 1 damage to the Sion.
1 big old damage. Unfortunately, I have to leave. You're doing a swell job though. Since I couldn't spectate game in game, but I do have to depart. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't have to spectate or whatever. But
it was fun.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, dude. Good luck to
you. Cast again sometime. That's not like
discussed. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, later, my dude.
Yep. So right there, Jax died. See, yeah, the first item coming out, Spirit Visage. Interesting. I don't know if he's trolling.
Blue team's inhibitors respawning soon.
Don't know. Don't know if he's trolling. If he just doesn't care. Don't know if he's gonna buy that back. But anyways, Guardians. 24 minutes in the game. It's gonna go on contested. The wards are there. And it's probably going to go over them. Baron got an inhib, just came up. 2 Infernals. It's going to be a lot of AD for the team. They already have. And it's going to just... sorry, handed that. Sorry about that. Moving, just catching my bearings here. I had to answer the Discord message, and then I typed an extra one out. So yeah, I'm back. Okay, so moving in here, gonna go for probably take this in him. We'll see what they do here. Nexus turret is down. Sion is pushing the bot lane, so that's probably gonna be their next move. Pick up this, go for the safe play. It's going down there. Sion's pushing away bot. They don't have any way from top, so unfortunately that's not going to happen. Right here though, being a little aggressive there. Graves gonna just go the hell in. Does not even matter. This could be GG. Braum is going to fall. Here we go. Bind coming out on the Swain. It don't matter. There's no Zonya second, which makes really no sense. Should have built Zonya second. And Blank is going to die on this Echo. Maybe he will pick up a kill. He does not, and it looks like it could be GG. 25 minutes and 56. 56 is what I think it's going to end at, but everyone's dying and screwing me. 55, you mother. So GG to both teams. Guardian picks up the clean 2-0 on GT not canon, and they did it with 2 very consistent games. Almost the same game twice in a row. Both games played the same. Noted Zed. You're giving him Graves, you give him Talia. You know, what are you going to do? I mean, you're giving him these champions. Seems like he's really comfortable on them. Seems like they fit his playstyle well. And overall, that game went pretty rough. Spirit Visage, first item by Jax versus a 3 AD heavy team. Pretty interesting, questionable choice there. I mean, even by his self-mitigated damage, could have been a little bit higher if he built the armor. Didn't though. Looking at the damage charts though, 25,000 coming out from Graves. That's a huge, absurd number. 23,000 from Jen. Mid lane pulling 14. Both mid lanes pulling 14, not bad. Jax though pulling out 4,700, just not being able to execute that pick whatsoever. And it just proved to be really rough for them. I guess it ended at 26, but I guess that's technically. So, GG to both teams.
Are you down for a little bit of an interview here?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Alright, I'm thinking of pulling in
Zed.
Puff Daddy here.
Oh,
or we could do, Zed. Let's do Zed.
I like Zed. I like how you're about to say Puff, and I'm like, oops.
Oh, what's up, boys?
How you doing?
What's up?
Did you have a fun game?
Have a fun game. Hell yeah, I did.
So,
I went like 12-3-9 and then 6-2-10, I think. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. They didn't ban my my Talia Graves. So it was really enjoyable, not gonna lie.
did you get? It must have been enjoyable being able to play both of them.
Oh yeah, very fun.
Yeah, so both games you did a really good job counter what am I trying to say? Counter ganking. My God, my words. Do you pick those champs for that reason, or do you just pick them more because they're fun?
Well, I just think they're like super good, strong carry champs. They have really good early pressure also. And I mean, back on GBC, I mean, even now on this team, it's gonna be the same probably. But I was like playing early game pressure junglers because it just happened to work really well with the team. Never was like huge tank player or anything. I mean, I think I can play tanks, but there's never been like a reason to. So I just normally stick to those two. Because at first they never got banned, and then eventually started to get banned, and now they're really left up. I mean, I played them so much, like they're easily my best champs. Like I just might as well just pick them.
Yeah, you clearly showed that you like him. I mean, comfort was clearly there. You moved around the map confidently, especially the Talia game. It seemed like you were just always right place at the right time, and your kill participation was huge. It seemed like wherever you were, there was just something happening for your team, pushing forward, doing something. And both games, you played pretty much through the bot lane, which I can understand that you're saying now you like the aggressive junglers, so you can just your lanes win. You just roll over the enemy.
Yeah.
So yeah, did top lane did pretty well. But it seems like both games were honestly played about the same. You feel like it was like played almost the same in the game.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like this is that game. I mean, good. Both games even. I don't really know what their picks were really. Their comps were sort of weird. Both games. Like, okay, what was their comp second game? It was like I don't get the Jax jungle really. Like, I understand it sort of does good into Graves, but it's really like other than that, it's a pretty useless pick. And his damage is like lowest in the entire game. It doesn't really make sense to me. And I mean, Echo mid sort of fell out of favor. Just top. I haven't seen that forever. And in the first game, they had like Zach and Orin. Like, I mean, I guess Orin's seen ever so often, but I don't know. I feel like people play Orin all the time, peek up, never do good with it. And then Zach, I just don't think's good. So the jungle picks are a little weird, and it really made it easy for me to do whatever I wanted. So both games, I sort of got as, like you were saying, I was just sort of everywhere. And I feel like that's part of the reason why both games went the same way, because I just got to pressure where I wanted. I got to help whatever lane I wanted. And obviously our boss was going to do good, like Secretic, Puff, really good players. Blake and Kyoshi, low point players, but like definitely are valuable. Like they're worth their value for sure. And I mean, I actually think on paper the roster's like really good, and it's probably part of the reason why we're able to do the same thing both games.
Yeah, I mean, game one definitely. You guys suffered a little bit of an error in the early game, given the Zoe.
Yeah, it's always a little stupid. Okay, like he's like had like 2 Ignites and 2 flashes in the same fight. Like I can't really beat that. He had a flashing not for him and a flashing not for me. So I mean, I wasn't expecting that damage for sure. She just has a bunch of random like damage from her W.
Yeah, it was a crazy amount of damage, but yeah, Blake definitely came back into the game and lane there. And yeah, like you were saying, Blake did really well in game one. Just you guys played so confidently, and you guys, yeah, only thing you guys got to work on. I think you guys had to work vision.
Yeah, actually, I think our vision wasn't the greatest at game two. Something I sort of noticed, but like I feel like we were sort of steamrolling so hard that we didn't need it. But obviously, it's still something we want to improve on for the closer games. So we need good vision for like picks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a question for you, Zed.
Hit me with it.
So I know you were on Rich Gang for the plans. What's it been like, sort of getting your feet wet with this team and playing with this team, since it's been like so new?
It's actually our very first game together. I've never even talked to some of those guys before. This is the first time I ever talked to some of them, and I actually think it's pretty weird because I feel like ever since I started, I've always like sort of had someone with me. You know, like I've always played with like Drazzy, for example. I was gonna play with DTS the second time. Doxling was only there the entire time. Even like Japan and Mango eventually started coming onto the GBC. So I feel like it's just like I first came to Peak Up, I've always had the same players, and this is like the first season where it's just like completely new players. Never played with a single one of these guys before in a Peak Up team. And it's definitely different. I mean, I like all of them. They're all like actually really cool. It was really chill, and we was having a pretty great time when we were playing. So, I mean, I think it'll be a really good season. Actually, not gonna lie.
Nice, right on.
First game, yeah. First game of this is your first game. That's actually really nice. Who was the one? Were you guys just collectively doing picks and bans, or did you have like one individual voice at least doing the picks and bans?
I mean, we all talk in it. We all give our own input. I mean, I was mainly doing the bans though because I was the one looking at the multi open at GG. So
Yeah,
they target ban, and you guys chose the same bans 2 games in a row.
Oh yeah. I feel like we had from the first game, like it worked so well. We were just like, yeah. I mean, what's the point of changing anything? You know, I'll just run it back. And I mean, they added a Gnar ban. I mean, I really don't get like why they dropped Graves from Gnar. That was like a little weird to me. Like, don't get me wrong. I think Yoshi is a good Gnar. You know, it's just that I feel like Graves is not only a better champion, but I mean, that's like by far like what I played the most. And it's not like a low key thing. Also, something like everyone knows. It's just like, yeah, I'm like a Graves to Leah player. So I don't really get that, but I mean, I was happy with it, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't been able to see too much of the past Prophecy season, but I have seen you play. I've seen you on that tally a lot, and you've always done well on it. So, like, when I saw that pick, I was like, okay, I know where that's going. Well, it was a really good first game. I think that was the first total game of the season, so you guys are won.
First place, boys.
How's it feel to be the best team in the league?
Woo! It feels actually amazing. Keeping first place, not dropping a series. We can drop a game. Actually, no, not dropping a game or a series. Those are both for pussies. I'm not a pussy, so.
Okay.
All right, boys. Thanks for the interview. I'm assuming y'all done with the questions, right?
Yeah. Well, thanks for the games, and it was a time watching. So good luck to your team for the rest of the season.
Peace, boys.
Peace.
Alrighty. Thanks for casting, man.
Yep, no problem. Okay, well, I gotta get some solo casting tires on my throat.
Yeah, thanks so much. Alrighty. Good night, Prophecy Cup.
Yep, goodbye. Thanks for watching.